This NHL team needs to choose a direction. The inconsistencies of the Pittsburgh Penguins is something that no one could have predicted. Sometimes the Penguins look like a team that could go deep in the playoffs, while other times they look like a bottom 10 roster filled with veteran players that are just completely tapped out. And last night's game against the Coyotes really demonstrates the flaws of this roster. So let's take a look at this game and point out some of the things that the Penguins really need to address. The first period begins and the Coyotes score first off a nice chip pass from Logan Cooley that sets up Zucker, who is wide open in front of the net and gets one by Jarry. If you slow down this play and watch, Zucker skates by two Penguins, both Carter and Achari. Both guys are watching Cooley head to the corner and paying more attention to the puck, even though Letang looks like he has him covered. Logan Cooley recognizes this, and seconds later he gets a soft chip pass right between the coverage where Jarry just has no chance of making this save. This is a lazy play from one of the top guys on this Pens roster. If you slow this whole play down, Letang looks like he has no idea what's going to happen and that he's kind of just coasting through the zone. Same goes for all of the other defenders on this Penguins roster. This was just a terrible defensive zone play by this team. The Penguins would score the next goal, tying the game 1-1, but soon after Pittsburgh's goal, they're in their own end when Keller just completely controls the pace of play, baiting the entire Penguins defense into doing exactly what the Coyotes want. First, he brings the attention to behind the net, where he circles the zone just to send a pass to the blue line. From here, Keller notices that the Penguins defense has now shifted their attention to the top of the zone. So he then goes up to the top, draws the puck over to himself where two defenders come to make the play, leaving Karlsson with one option, to defend the play behind the net to prevent a chance from below, which then leaves another Coyotes player wide open in front of the net, scoring another goal on Jarry. This next goal was a beautiful one from Crosby that I just need to talk about. Let's be honest, this guy might be the only one who can pull off a goal like this. The soft mitts you have to recognize the wide shot, angle his stick to get it by Ingram. It just shows why Crosby is still one of the best players in the league. Now the Coyotes get one back right after this beautiful Crosby play, and there's not much that could have really been done on this one. It was just a nice goal. What's really pathetic is the next opportunity for the Penguins. Now Pittsburgh draws a penalty and empties the net, looking for a little bit more time on the man advantage. Letang attempts to enter center ice but doesn't like the look and opts to drop a pass back to Malkin to create a little bit more separation for his team. But what happens next is just embarrassing. Malkin, not paying attention, misses the pass and it trickles into the Penguins net, making the game 4-2. This has to be one of the worst play I've seen from two veterans in a long time. You have the opportunity to turn the game around and put the puck in two of your best franchise players' hands, and they get caught being cute, which eventually just leads to the Coyotes winning the game 5-2. These are just a few examples from one game, but the Penguins have been doing this all season long. The forward group can't get consistent offense outside of Crosby and Gensel. Their defense lacks a true defensive guy on the top pairings. I mean, both Letang and Karlsson are great offensively, but I don't think anybody considers them to be elite defensively, making that trade look kind of terrible in hindsight for the Penguins. And last but not least is the inconsistent play of Jarry. Now, I'm not going to blame him for last night's loss. He bailed the Penguins out on multiple occasions, as you can see from here, but he has to be the difference maker for this team and can't let soft goals in like this where he's completely out of position and stumbling around. That's not why the Penguins gave him the contract extension in the offseason. Now, I'm not sure what's in store for the Penguins for the rest of the season. They are currently 7th in the Metro Division and 5 points back of a wild card spot, with so many other teams competing for a chance at the playoffs. They have no cap space and their future just doesn't look all that bright. Gensel is rumored to be in trades and they now have to figure out if they want to extend him or not, and the guys on this roster just aren't playing consistently enough for them to get into the playoffs, especially if nothing changes with this roster. Dubas has talked about reevaluating this team during the All-Star break, which means one of two things. They're either going to go all in attempting to give Crosby one last chance at a cup, or they're going to sell off their veteran pieces and potentially trade guys like Gensel and start rebuilding for the future. Either way, currently constructed, this team has no chance of winning the cup this year, even if they somehow manage to sneak into the playoffs. But let me know what you guys think. What do you think the Penguins should do at the deadline? Should they be buyers or should they be sellers? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next one.